Okay, so we have a 1983, I think it's 1983, John Deere 318. Kind of one of those garden tractor things where you can hook everything up to it. We've already replaced the carburetor on this. I did not film that, but he also wants it serviced, and we got to get new inner tubes into the tire. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. Okay, so apparently the peacock, the drain is right here, and I guess it comes out of this hose. So we'll hopefully it won't make too big of a mess. I'm sure we will. I've already warmed up the oil a bit. Okay, we're starting to get some flow out of this. I opened up the dipstick tube so we wouldn't have such a vacuum. Okay, so now we're going to take off the yeah, that's what I thought. The oil filter wasn't even hardly on at all. That's why we got such a mess over here. It's been leaking. Okay, so now I'm going to take out the spark plugs, because a lot of people want to know a method on how to fill the oil filter without starting the engine. Obviously, if you try to fill the oil filter and you put it into that hole there that we just took it out of, you're going to spill all your oil. So there is a method that you can use. Now, to me, I don't think it's a big deal that you actually fill the oil filter. I've seen a lot of studies done on this. So but really it is up to you whether you want to do it. So we're going to take out the spark plugs. We're going to change them anyways, so we're going to take them out now, and I'm going to show you how to fill the oil filter without filling the oil filter. Okay, so got a new oil filter. Put some oil on the gasket here. And the primary reason you're doing that, a lot of people says, is to help make it seal. That's not exactly true. The reason you're putting it on there is so it will turn more easily against the crankcase. That way it's not binding up the gasket as you turn it. There's no way to grip this, so you have to use the oil wrench on this one. Oil filter wrench. You don't want to do it too tight though. You never get it out of there. Now I wash the machines after I get done with them. That way if I spill anything, it won't hurt anything. Now we're going to fill them up. Now I'm going to use high mileage, 10W30. You should use 10W30 in your lawnmowers. But I'm going to use high mileage because this one has so many leaks and the smokes. I'm not saying this is going to fix it, But what this high mileage is supposed to do is supposed to rehydrate all your seals. Like I said, don't know if it'll work, but it certainly won't hurt. I'm going to put a half a quart in. I think this holds 2 quarts. I'm going to put a half a quart in, and then we're going to check the level of it to see if it's full before we fill up the oil filter. Yeah, we're past full. So we'll fill up the oil filter and see if that lowers the level any. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the engine over. You can do this on a lot of new vehicles too. There's a thing called flood mode or flood fix or whatever. Anyway, you can look up it in your car manual. And what it does is you push the gas and the brake in all the way, you turn the key, it won't start. It just burns out the fuel in the cylinder when it's flooded. Well, you can also use that to fill your oil filter in your car. My owner's manual actually says that. So what we're going to do is the same thing. We're just going to turn this over for about 15 seconds. And then that should fill the oil filter. Now the spark plugs are out of it. The reason I took spark plugs out is so we wouldn't have any compression. So I counted out 15. I don't know how accurate that is. I'm sure somebody's gonna say, oh, your clock was way off. But now, let's check the oil and see where we're at. So we're just under full. So that worked. It filled up the oil filter. Okay, that's right at full. Okay, so we're going to put in new spark plugs. We're going to gap it from 30 to 35 thousandths. So that's 0.030 and 0.035. 30 goes in, 35 does not. You always put these in by hand or with a socket covering it, and you turn the socket by hand. That way you don't misthread it. Again, I gapped it 30 to 35. Now we're going to change out the air filter. Okay, so I already changed the fuel filter when I changed the carburetor, so I'm not going to do that again. I added a fuel shutoff because the fella doesn't really understand that you can't have gas sitting in it over the winter. So now we'll start it up. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the blades so we sharpen them. Okay, when you put the blades back on, you're going to want to make sure that the sharp edge is down and the fan is up. Okay, so now we're going to take this tire off. And we got a snap ring here with snap ring pliers. Now you may notice that I've removed the jack stand, and I removed the lawnmower lift, and I put everything on jack stands on the deck. Okay, so I got the inner tube in it. I'm going to pack this with grease a little bit before I put it on. There's no grease zerk on this one. Okay, so I'll do the other side just like this side. So that's all there is to servicing an old antique lawnmower. So if you'll click this up next box, it takes you to a video where I was changing inner tubes, putting an inner tube into a tire. So I hope this video helps you work on your equipment under the shade tree. Thanks for watching.